Logesh Kumar had made 32.37 in his first trial. .37 for Logesh Kumar in his first trial, and that happens to be 431 Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur. 35.29 was his first attempt. .52. 647 is seen in action. That is Uzaid Khan of Uttar Pradesh. Uzaid Khan of Uttar Pradesh. The last one happened to be a foul. .276 taking his second turn. And that is Sunil Kumar of Haryana. Sunil Kumar of Haryana is about to take his second one. First one happened to be the foul. 49.57 meters. 49.57 is the second throw for Sunil Kumar of Haryana. .522 Umesh Lamba. Should be lesser than his previous throw. His first throw happened to be at 51.99 meters. Umesh Lamba of Rajasthan. .49.53 got reduced very much. And next it is 670 Saurabh Rathi of Uttar Pradesh. Moving on. .41.62 from 34.96 it had become 41.62 for him. And next competitor is 340 Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka with 340. He had made a mark of 34.58 meters in his first attempt, and this happens to be the second one for him. Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka, 38.12 meters. 38.12 happens to be his second trial, and it will be 598 Sanjeev Yes of Tamil Nadu who will be taking his third turn, and here begins the third turn. Sanjeev had scored 692 points in 8 of the events, and now he is on the 9th event. And next it's going to be 455. Rohit Sharma of Punjab. Rohit Sharma of Punjab had taken his third turn. .75 is the throw for Rohit Sharma in his third one. .533 had taken his turn. And that is Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan. .47 meters, and next it is going to be 295. Manpreet Singh of Haryana. He is on the move. High up in the air. Somewhere around 45, I suppose. Manpreet Singh. In his earlier throws, 40.95, 41.99. And this happens to be 45.49 meters. 45.49 meters for Manpreet Singh of Haryana in his third trial. Next it is going to be 478. A big throw over there. Undoubtedly a very big throw. Navjot Singh. 58.39 in his first trial, 61.64 in his second, and this happens to be the third one for him. .70. What a throw. And that is going to be 213. Mohit of Haryana. In his first throw, he made a mark of 52.05, and in the second one, 53.02 meters. And it will be Logesh Kumar of Tamil Nadu who will be taking his third trial. In his earlier trial, he had taken 32.37 meters. That is Logesh Kumar of Tamil Nadu. Not a good throw. Yeah, that is a flat throw not being measured. And it will be the turn of 431, Mayank Baum Alkan Singh of Manipur. As far as his earlier throws are concerned, 35.29 meters and 41.52 meters. And he has scored 1,145 points out of 8 events. This happens to be his ninth one. 44.62, a considerable improvement from 35.29, 41.52, and now it is 44.62 meters. And that is going to be 647, Uzaid Khan of Uttar Pradesh. Uzaid Khan, 46.18 happens to be the mark in his third attempt. and it is going to be 276 who will be taking his turn. Sunil Kumar of Haryana. Sunil Kumar of Haryana has scored 1795 points so far out of 8 events, and he is on his 9th event now. 1795. Yeah, very good throw over there. Should be beyond 50 meters. 52 or 53. Sunil Kumar. .14 happens to be the mark for him in third trial, and it will be 522 Umesh Lamba who will be taking his third turn. Umesh Lamba of Rajasthan has secured 1992 points so far. That happened to be a very high throw, but a poor traveling towards the destination, so it happened to be a very short throw. Probably all of a sudden there was a heavy wind that could have taken it up very high and made it to land somewhere, and that happens to be 670 Saurabh Rathi of Uttar Pradesh. 34.96 in his first throw, 41.62 in his second throw. And this happens to be 43.94. And that is Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka. Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka made 34.58 in his first throw and 38.12 meters in his second. .39 meters for Lokesh Rathod in his third throw. And as far as Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka, he had secured 1499 points out of his 8 events. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and on completion of 8 events, excluding the javelin throw which got over just before, Lokesh Kumar of Tamil Nadu had secured 1271 points. Umesh Lamba of Rajasthan secured 1992 points. Sunil Kumar of Haryana secured 1795 points. Navjot Singh of Punjab secured 1886 points. Manpreet Singh of Haryana 1701 points. Saurabh Rathi of Uttar Pradesh 1888 points. Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan 1665 points. Mohit of Haryana 1758 points. Anuj Sangwan of Haryana 1758 points. Mayank Baum Alkin of Manipur had secured 1145 points. Uzaid Khan of Uttar Pradesh 2056 points. Lokesh Rathod of Karnataka 1499 points. Rohit Sharma of Punjab with 960 points. Sajeev of Tamil Nadu 692 points. And Ajit Singh of Haryana 1693 points. These are the points scored by decathlon athletes in their 8 events. The 9th event, javelin throw, which got over, and very shortly we will be getting the point position. And that is the lineup. Men athletes are moving for their long jump final. And that is the javelin throw arena wherein the decathlon athletes are moving out on completion of their event. And for this afternoon session of second day, with javelin throw for decathlon athletes got over, we are about to take up a long jump final for men at 4:10 p.m. At 4:20, there is going to be a scintillating race which will tell us upon who happens to be the fastest women athlete of this championship. And following that at 4:30 p.m. too, there is going to be a sensational race which will tell us who happens to be the fastest men athlete of this championship. At 4:40 p.m. it will be the final of 400 meters for women. At 4:50 the final of 400 meters for men. At 5:15 p.m. decathlon athletes will be taking up their last event, 1500 meters. At 5:30 p.m. it will be the final of 1500 meters for men. At 5:45 p.m., which happens to be the last event, it will be 1500 meters for women, which will also be final. These many events to go for this afternoon session of the second day of the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021. And during the Platinum Jubilee celebration of Indian athletics, and more so, this meet also gains significance as this happens to be the qualifier for the ensuing Olympics to be held at Japan. Athletes shall book their berth through this meet if they could qualify and achieve the targeted performance. And to continue the commentary, over to Mr. Vijayanand.
of our Chairman, Planning Committee of Athletic Federation of India, Dr. Lalit K. Bhanot, and extend our warm welcome to our honorable guest of today's evening, as well as we welcome to Madam Vijayamala Bhanot, who herself has been a very renowned athlete, Arjun awardee, and record holder in the discus throw event. We welcome you.
और पीठ ने सॉरी बॉस कह दिया.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first final of today's evening session here at NIS Patiala, where the participants of the long jump in men's sections are competing against each other in 24th National Federation Senior Athletics Championship 2021. Shankar M raised both his arms in adulation, and he is currently the national record holder. He is up there. Then S. Lokesh of Karnataka came ahead. Then Muhammad Anas Yahia, known for his participation in 100 meters, and later on he is participating there. Then Jason Aldrin of Tamil Nadu raised his arm in jubilation. Then Somanathan R, he is looking quite happy seeing his participation there. Yugan Singh from Uttar Pradesh, a man rising rapidly on the scene. He is there. Vinod Yuvaraj from Tamil Nadu received the cheers from the crowd. Then Mohammad Salia KK from Kerala, another sensational long jumper. He is there. KB Sharma from Madhya Pradesh, charging himself up there. Then Deepak Nagar from Delhi raised both his arms in the jubilation. Happy to see him participating here. Bikramjit Singh from Punjab, local lad. Let's see how much he can do there. And Risheshwar from Uttar Pradesh, looking quite relaxed and poised there and enjoying these moments. So a dozen participants are participating here, and it couldn't have been better that the current national record holder, that is Murali Srishankar, is participating here, and his mark of 820 is actually only 2 centimeters short of the Olympic qualification. So we are expecting that he will not only crack his own record of the national level, but also will get the ticket to the Tokyo Olympics. That's what our expectation is from this competition. But other participants are equally to the task, and all are very, very agile and very, very excuse me, all are very, very agile and all are very, very fancy athletes. Many of them are quite young, and some are veteran in this event, has a lot of experience of jumping around the world. And let's see what shape this event will take. 12 participants, Shri Shankaram, and all the athletes will try to catch his jumps. Muhammad Asaya, as I was mentioning, is participating here, and he is opening a new for himself. He is already a 400 meters national record holder, and in the Grand Prix in the Federation Cup, he won the gold medal with a hoop of 7.5 meters. Here he is looking to defend his title. In the Indian Grand Prix 1, he also participated in 100 meters, where he finished second best to Amaya. He finished ahead of Amaya Malik. While we are concentrating on the 100-meter aspect, long jump aspect, and let me recall the moment when Murli Shri Shankar set up the national record of 8 meters 20 centimeters at Bhubaneswar, and that happened in 2018. And all eyes are glued on the mark of 8:22. Can anyone get that? Crack the national record and book the ticket to Tokyo. That's what we all are expecting. Federation Cup has given some sensational results in the past, and this is going to be a fancy event of the evening session. We are pleased to inform you that we are here broadcasting you the telecast live, and in the presence is former Indian chief coach of athletics Bahadur Singh ji, also is Dr. Lalit Bhanot. In the corona pandemic year 2020, most of the athletes practiced only in their close quarters, and no competition took place, so it's pretty hard to assess the gravity of their caliber if you consider the past records. But in 2020, as the season is progressing and more competitions are taking place, and the athletes are improving their skills. Yesterday we saw Anu Rani making a new national record in the women javelin throw in the Indian Grand Prix 3. 10 days before, it was Neeraj Chopra's turn to shatter his own national record by a centimeter. While our expectations are high from this event as well, one by one all the jumpers will show their skills and will deliver their best. Heavily dominated by Punjab and Tamil Nadu athletes. The lineup: they produced Kerala athletes have produced some sensational athletes, especially in the long jump, and my mind goes back to, and I'll return to that later on. Well, is Jaswin Alrin from Tamil Nadu. He is our first jumper here. Jaswin Alrin. He started his run up there. A good run up, quite nice. He is there, and oh yes, it's a good jump. It's close to 7.8. Some that's what the judges are checking. The first try that he took. He got 1 centimeter short out, 760. Getting cheers from the stands is S. Lokesh of Karnataka. It's nice to see that athletes are getting some extra bit of inspiration from the people. Though not a lot of people are allowed inside the stadium. That is S. Lokesh. He started his run up there, reaching towards the point from where he will take his jump. This Lokesh remained behind the line. It was a good one, but pretty similar to the previous jump of Jaswin Eldrin. He's looking quite hopeful with that. Let's see what shape that. Oh, that's exactly what I said. It's pretty similar to that, and pretty similar figures he achieved with that. Now up in action is Shri Shankar M, our current national record holder. 8.22 is the demand. Let's see if he can achieve it or not. He's concentrating, focusing hard. He knows the desire of the fans of Indian athletics from him. Currently adjusting his structure, body shape, and 8.22. Can he achieve it? Crowd is supporting him. In fact, his teammates are there also, encouraging him to do that. He remained behind the line, but it was about 5 centimeters behind the line, so he could have added 5 more centimeters to that, but he played safe, and it is very close to 8 meters. Very close to 8 meters. He is looking quite hopeful. He is checking his performance again and again, and all eyes are now glued onto the statistics boards at what he has done. That it's 8.02. That's what I was saying, that he could have added about 10 centimeters more to his tally. Next up projection is Deepak Nagar from Delhi. He knew the gravity of this competition, and he also knew that he has to be at his best. Deepak Nagar, 7.5. I guess he will achieve it. And meanwhile, let's take you to the other part of the track, where 100-meter dash final for the women is soon going to start. Adila Sumalewara sir is also here, President of Athletics Federation of India. Started a quick run up. Swaminathan R of Tamil Nadu got the white flag with that. And one of the finals, the star attractions of today's evening session is just going to begin. And let me introduce you that all the athletes that are participating in that 100-meter dash of women, the final, it's going to start soon. Here they are. The participants are relaxing, and it's going to be the most attractive event of the Federation Cup, because of the presence of some sensational long sprint athletes of the nation. Up in the order is Deandra Dudas from Valderas from Maharashtra. Her season best was achieved here in Patiala, 11.92. While her up in action was, as I was in the commentary of the women's, there was Rishishwar from Uttar Pradesh. Here the women's are focusing hard, and Kani Mojisi of Tamil Nadu is there. So is Dhanalakshmi of Tamil Nadu. Dhanalakshmi achieved her personal best of 11.78 here in Patiala in 2019. She is in good touch. Then a name that needs no introduction, not only in India but also around the Asia, and her name is Duti Chand, the Arjuna awardee, 25 years old famously also known as Dhing Express. Excuse me, she's from Jajpur. And she won the gold in the Federation Cup with a timing of 11.45, and Duti Chand is currently the national record holder. 11.22 she achieved in the 2019. She will start a race from lane number 4, the girl from Odisha. Then up next is Hima Das, another poster girl for athletics in India. She's from Assam, and she got the timing of 11.67 in the previous Indian Grand Prix 3. And she has taken the athletic scene of Assam to a different level. She is there relaxing. In lane number 5 she will start her campaign. Hima Das came to the spotlight of the nation when she won the gold medal in Tampere at Finland in the World Junior Athletics Championship, and since then she never looked back, and in opening a new dimensions to her career. And this is another dimension that she is currently going through. She started with 400 meters, then started participating in 200 as well, and now Hima Das is opening some new spaces for herself in 100 meter sprint as well. Archana Sosindran in lane number 6, she will start her race. Archana Sosindran won the silver medal in the Federation Cup and also the silver in the Nationals. She is giving tough competition to Duti Chand, but all the time she is finishing second best against Duti Chand. From Tamil Nadu, Archana Sosindran, she is in lane number 6. In lane number 7 is Himashri Roy, has rich experience, got the bronze in the Nationals, and she could have got the silver as well at the National Games in Ranchi, but she finished only 0.03 seconds behind the silver medalist. And Dhaneshwari 80 of Karnataka won the silver in Indian Grand Prix 2. She is also competing here. Very rich and talented athletes, all of them, and especially if I consider the top 3, then they are Duti Chand, Hima Das, and Archana and Sridhar is there. Himashri Roy is there. It's like Gwen Torrens and Merlin Otti and Florence Griffith Joyner for India competing together. और पीछे और well, Deandra Valderez of Maharashtra. Deandra Valderez is charging herself up. Then Kanzimoji C from Tamil Nadu, looking quite focused. Then Lakshmi, also from Tamil Nadu. She knew the urgency that she has to deliver the best. Then Duti Chand, need no introduction. She is the poster girl currently for the Indian athletics. She is there, faced all sorts of odds, and again come back and currently promoted to a DSP rank. Hima Das, she is there. Archana Sosindran doing very well in recent years, and she has a lot to prove here. Himashri Roy, she still want to prove that she is a force to reckon with. And then is Dhaneshwari 80 of Karnataka. This is going to be sensational. As I mentioned, that it is like Gwen Torrens, Merlin Otti and Florence Griffith Joyner of India are competing together. So sensational it will be. And if you want to relax, then you can have a glass of cold water and sit comfortably at your home, because it's going to be a very close finish, a little batting finish, that I can assure you of that. It's going to be sensational. Deandra Valderez, Kanimoji, then Dhanalakshmi, then Duti Chand, then Hima Das, then Archana, then Himashri Roy, and then Dhaneshwari 80. So this is the order of the girls from lane number 1 to 8. That was a quick recap of that. All eyes are glued on the performance of Duti Chand and Hima Das especially, but all the other girls are capable of causing an upset. Remember that. Anything can happen, because all the girls will be at the peak of their energies and will want to prove that they are the best in the sprint. 100-meter dash, always the shortest and the most fanciest event of any athletic meet. And presence of Hima Das, Duti Chand, some big names there, has enriched it to a very different level. Well, we all are ready, and with the shot of the gun they all go, and it's a fall start by either of the girls. Let's see that we'll get the punishment with that, because it's the start that's count the most. And sometimes we have seen some mishappenings in the past as well, and people getting punished for that. Usain Bolt is a stark example, when in the World Athletics meet at one point of time he went out in this fashion because of the false start. He was not allowed to compete in the final, and that's why he couldn't defend his title in South Korea World Athletics Championship. Well, here let's see that who is missing. Oh, it's Hima Das. It's sad to see that she is not participating, so lane number 5 is now vacant. It's sad to see that Hima Das, a very sensational went out in such a fashion. Well, it's Hima Das who went out, so now it's all down to the 7 girls, that Diandra, Kanjimoji, Thani, Lakshmi, Dhanalakshmi, then Duti Chand, then Archana, then Himachari, and then Dhaneshwari. So a sensational race that we were thinking about, the competition between Hima Das and Duti Chand, is not going to take place. Well, but 7 girls are there, and all the girls are very compatible. It's going to be a very tight finish. All are taking their time before the start, and I'm quite sure that they will unleash all their energies for the athletic scene here in India. A lot of people are watching it around the world. They are eagerly waiting for this contest. Next 12 seconds are going to be very crucial for all these athletes. Diandra, Kanimoji, Dhanalakshmi, Duti, then Archana, then Himachari, and Dhaneshwari. Focusing hard, and they knew that Hima Das is not competing due to the false start. Quick fiery start by all of them, and in fact it's Kanimoji who's sending the pace from lane number 3. You can see that Dhanalakshmi is also getting ahead, but now is in the pace of the Duti Chand. Duti Chand is trying to defend the title, but can she do that? It's Dhanalakshmi. See, she was rising rapidly on the scene, and this Dhanalakshmi of Tamil Nadu who caused an upset, and Duti Chand who faced stiff competition from the athlete from Tamil Nadu. But it's Dhanalakshmi. Oh, she is on the track, and she knew that how tough it was, but she soaked up all the pressure. In fact, Duti Chand was running alongside him, and here is the action replay of that tight finish among all the girls. Here they are in the action replay. You can see that it was a clean start by all the girls. In fact, Dhanalakshmi started very brightly from the beginning. She was ahead, and Duti Chand tried very hard to catch the pace of Dhanalakshmi, but Dhanalakshmi maintained his edge over the rest of the field, and she claimed the first position in that tight contest. I do not know who got the second position and the third exactly, because of and here we have it. It's Duti Chand who got the second position. Ansha Susindran got the third in that finish, but Dhanalakshmi, she knew that reputation of Duti Chand there, and the presence of Archana Susindran also was there, but despite that she produced the best of her performances here. Dhanalakshmi, her personal best was 11.78, and she surpassed that mark due to the presence of Duti Chand. She increased the level and went a notch ahead from the rest of the field, and Dhanalakshmi of Tamil Nadu claimed the first position in that tight finish, and she won the contest. Duti Chand got the second position. The girl from Jajpur in Odisha, and Archana Susindran rising rapidly onto the scene, and she wanted to prove the point, but she could get only the third position in that. Himachari Roy tried very hard, and Himachari Roy from West Bengal got the fourth position. Then Dhaneshwari AT of Karnataka of Karnataka got the 5th position in Kanimozisi, and then got the 6th and the 7th spot in that. Full congratulations to Dhanalakshmi, and it's nice to see that the competition is enriching in India, and the men's 100-meter dash is about to begin, and I'm handing over the mic to my fellow Muttu. Muttu, it's now over to you to take the carry things forward. Thank
be very superior, as she was competing with so many national stars, and the two with experienced a lot. Winning Dutee Chand itself is a big victory for her, and she had clocked 11.39 seconds, well ahead of the other athletes, leaving Dutee Chand at 11.58 seconds, and another national athlete, Archana Susindran, for the third position at 11.76 seconds. And now, in a short time from now, we'll be witnessing the fastest men athlete of this championship. The finals of 100 meters is about to be taken up, and the national record stands in the name of Amya Kumar Malik with 10.26 seconds, created in 2016. And the meet record also stands in the name of Amya Kumar Malik with 10.26 seconds, created in 2016. The qualifying mark for the ensuing Olympics stands at 10.05 seconds. We'll have to wait and see, is there any qualification from this lot, that is 100 meters men's section. The most expected race, top stars, Paras of Himachal Pradesh, Vignesh of Tamil Nadu, Gurvinder Singh of Punjab, Amlon Borgohain of Telangana, Harjit Singh of Punjab, Ilakya Dasan of Tamil Nadu, Krishna Kumar Rane and Amya Kumar Malik are the contestants. As we take you over to lane number 1, 311, Paras of Himachal Pradesh. In lane 2, it is 561, A. Vignesh of Tamil Nadu. In lane number 3, 463, Gurvinder Singh, who happens to be the gold medal winner in the last Federation Cup, who is from Punjab. Lane 4, 609, Amlon Borgohain of Telangana. In lane number 5, 465, Harjit Singh of Punjab. He happens to be the silver medal winner of the last Federation Cup. Lane number 6, it is Ilakya Dasan of Tamil Nadu. In lane number 7, it is Krishna Kumar Rane of Maharashtra with 424. And in lane number 8, the national record holder and meet record holder Amya Kumar Malik with bib number 439, representing Odisha. And that is the lineup for the final of 100 meters of this. Gurvinder Singh, who is in lane number 3 with bib number 463, happens to be the gold medal winner of the last edition of this Federation Cup with 10.35 seconds, and in the nationals 10.47 seconds. Amya Kumar Malik, the national record holder, who happens to be the national winner in the last season with 10.46 seconds, is in lane number 8. Harjit Singh, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the last edition of this Federation Cup, representing Punjab, is in lane number 5 with bib number 465. And that is the lineup for the final of 100 meters. And this is the race which will tell us upon who happens to be the fastest men athlete of the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship. As they are at the line, and that was the start of the final of 100 meters in the men's section. And there we could see 463 Gurvinder Singh leaving all the other athletes behind, well ahead of the bunch, and he had clearly finished on top, the gold medal winner of the last edition of this championship, and who was also the bronze medal winner of the last nationals with 10.47 seconds. In the last Federation Cup, he had clocked 10.35 seconds for the gold medal. And there you could see the replay of that fastest men athlete race. And that happens to be the start, and that is the point where Gurvinder Singh is just breaking out of the bunch. He's clearly well ahead of the other athletes, leaving the other athletes very much behind. He finishes on top with most comfortable, and that is Gurvinder Singh for the first position in 10.32 seconds. Ilakya Dasan gains the second position with 10.43 seconds. Krishna Kumar Rane of Maharashtra with 10.56 for the third position. And that happens to be a sensational race. Gurvinder Singh was so comfortable all along. There was no threat from any of the other athlete, and the national record holder and the meet record holder Amya Kumar Malik was well behind. He was not able to finish on top. And as we take you over to the long jump arena, that is 563 moving for his trial. He is on his third trial. And that is 563 Jeswin Aldrin of Tamil Nadu. That happened to be a foul for Jeswin Aldrin. And it will be 337 who will be taking up his turn is Lokesh of Karnataka, moving for the third jump. And that is 337 moving well ahead. That happened to be a foul. Yes, Lokesh of Karnataka made a foul in his third trial. It was so close. Otherwise, it could have been a very good jump. It was very, very close. Just little. If he could have been little behind, this would have been a great jump for him. And it will be 368 who will be taking his turn. Sri Shankar, who happens to be the national record holder with 8.20 meters. Sri Shankar of Kerala is about to take his third trial. Sri Shankar of Kerala, the national record holder, is about to move for his third trial. Much is expected from this young lad. And that happens to be a perfect takeoff, not wasting much of the distance. Beyond, it should be beyond 8 meters. It appears to be so from here. Yes, that is 8.07 is the mark made in the third trial by Sri Shankar of Kerala. And it is going to be 149. 149 Deepak Nagar of Delhi. Deepak Nagar of Delhi is about to take his third trial. He's on the move. That's not a very perfect takeoff. He had wasted so much of distance in the takeoff board itself. He was very much away. .88 happened to be the score in the third trial for Deepak Nagar of Delhi. As that passes through, it will be 590 R. Swaminathan of Tamil Nadu, who will be taking his third trial. R. Swaminathan of Tamil Nadu is on the move. That happens to be a foul. The third one happens to be a foul for Swaminathan of Tamil Nadu. And it is going to be the turn of 671. 671 Rishabh Rishivar of Uttar Pradesh on the move. That happens to be a correct jump. .81 is the third jump by Rishabh Rishivar of Uttar Pradesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to start the final of 400-meter women. In lane 1, 116 Pooja from Delhi. In lane 2, 558 Subha Venkateshan from Tamil Nadu. Lane 3, 329 Pavamma Raju from Karnataka. Lane 4, 400 Aishwarya Kalya from Maharashtra.
And that is 400.
Lane 5, 193 Kiran Pahal from Haryana.
Aishwarya. And that is 193 Kiran Pahal of Haryana. In lane number 6, we have 165 Deepanshi of Haryana. Lane number 7, 171 Nancy of Haryana. In lane number 8, we have 553 R. Vidya Ramraj of Tamil Nadu.
National record and meet record stands at the name of
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the final of 400 meters in the women's section. The national record stands in the name of Hima Das with 50.79 seconds created in 2018, while the meet record stands in the name of Nirmala Sharon with 51.28 seconds in 2017. The qualifying mark for the ensuing Olympics stands at 51.35 seconds. And in this, we do have a star athlete in lane number 3 with bib number 329, Puvamma of Karnataka, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the last edition of this Federation Cup with 53.15 seconds. And the Puvamma had also represented India in very many international meets. A renowned athlete, a seasoned athlete. He is in lane number 3. And lane number 8553 R Vidya Ramraj of Tamil Nadu is out of the race because of the foul start. And that happens to be the start of the final 400 meters for women. The national record stands at 50.79 in the name of Hima Das, while the meet record in the name of Nirmala with 51.28 seconds. As they execute the curve, they are moving on. Pooja and Subha Venkatesan are very much behind, and that could be 400 Aishwarya Kaila Mishra of Maharashtra, who is taking the lead. Yes, from lane 4, she is moving well ahead of the other athletes. And it is Purma from inside who is getting the lead, moving very fastly, being on lane number 3. Purma Raju of Karnataka is moving very fast, and it happened to be a close finish for the second position, and it could be Subha Venkatesan of Tamil Nadu. Purma had a very comfortable race at the home stretch. She started taking the lead, and she was able to finish the race without any threat over there. And that happens to be the replay for you. As they start, initially, till executing the curve, no one was in lead, even though it appears that Pooja and Subha Venkatesan from lane 1 and 2 are very much behind. It was Aishwarya Kaila Mishra. At this position, it was Aishwarya Kaila Mishra from lane number 4, representing Maharashtra, who was taking the lead. And as they execute the last bend, Purma is also closely moving ahead, and at that bend itself, Purma is overtaking Aishwarya Kaila Mishra, and she is keeping well ahead of the other athletes, leaving the other athletes very much behind. Purma finishes on top. Yes, Purma finishes on top for the gold with 53.57 seconds. Subha Venkatesh finished at the second spot with 54.48 seconds. Kiran Pahal for the third spot with 54.55 seconds. 400 Aishwarya Kaila Mishra in the fourth place with 54.60 seconds. Nancy for the fifth place, representing Haryana with 55.65. For the sixth place, it is Dipanshi of Haryana with 55.74. For the seventh place, it happens to be Pooja of Delhi with 57.52 seconds. And it was a very good race for Purma Raju, even though she was not in the lead bunch. The Aishwarya Kaila was leading. She had overtaken her in the last curve, and in the right from the home stretch, she had taken the lead, and she finished in style. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to continue the commentary, over to my friend Mr. Vijayanand.
Thanks, Muttu. It was a beautiful race that just finished. And now we are focusing our attention to the next race of the track, and it is going to be the final of one lap race, 400-meter race. And then participants are as follows: Jashanjot Singh of Punjab, a very talented and sensational athlete. He is going to start from lane number 1. In lane number 2 is Ayush Dabas of Haryana. In lane number 3, we are going to see participation from Muhammad Anas Yahya 5 feet 10 inches tall athlete from Kerala, our current national record holder, and he touched that mark of 45.421 in Czech Republic in 2019. Can he surpass that? All eyes are glued on that statistic. Then Rajiv Arokia, a very well-known name, and he is competing from lane number 4. Then Amod Jacob, the man who got the silver in the nationals in 2019, he is going to start from lane number 5. A prodigy from SJTB Khalsa College of Delhi. Then Naganathan Pandey of Tamil Nadu did very well in the qualifier, got the first position, and then he got the gold in Indian Grand Prix 1. He is in superb touch. So Naganath Pandey is going to start from lane number 6. In lane number 7 is Sarthak Bhamri from Delhi. Pretty young, only 20 years of age. And in the last lane is Vikrant Panchal. He is also a young chap, but has the courage to fight against some respectable names in the 400 meter race. Well, the national record and the meet record, it stands in the name of Mohammad Anas Yahya and Rajiv Arokia, and both are competing alongside in lane number 3 and 4. So it's going to be a very sensational race, that's I can assure you of that. And the result of this race will find the place in the newspapers, I expect, as a headline tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. Rajiv Arokia, the 5 feet 9 inches tall Arjuna awardee and Subedar in army from Tiruchirappalli district of Tamil Nadu. He is competing here, and he got the gold in this competition in Indian Grand Prix 1. And in the Federation Cup, he also won the gold in 2019. So he is looking to defend his title. And the timing at that point of time that he touched was 45.73. Can he surpass that? Or Mohammad Anas Yahya will get the success in that contest. But Yahya has not turned up in lane number 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the start of 400 meter men's final is about to start.
Stand up, please.
In lane 1, 470
Jashan Joseph Singh from Punjab raised his right arm up in celebration. From Ayush Dawaz from Haryana is there in lane number 2. In lane number 4, Arokia Rajiv, Tamil Nadu. Amod Jacob rising rapidly on the scene from Delhi. He waved his arms for the crowd. 589. Naganathan Pandey, he is in superb touch. I won't be surprised if we win the gold medal there. Sarthak Bhamri, another sensational athlete from Delhi, and Vikrant Panchal is looking in good shape, and he will start his race from lane number 8. It's sad to see that Mohammad Anas Yahya, our national record holder, is not participating in it, but still the 7 other athletes are competent enough to set the stadium on fire.
Olympic qualifying mark is 44.90 seconds.
Are we going to see a national record in the making in this event? Yesterday we saw Anurani throwing the javelin to the national record mark. It's Jashan Jodh, then Ayush Dawaz, then Rajiv Arokia in number 2, 1, 2 and 4. Then it's Amod Jacob, Naganathan Pandey, Sarthak Bhamri and Vikrant Panchal. Mohammad Anas Yahya is not participating. He was to start from lane number 3 due to some reasons, and we will return to that at a later stage. It's going to be very tight. It's going to be very close. expectations are high. They all are set in their lanes. Rajiv Arokia taking some time. Now he is also ready in lane number 4. And with the shot of the gun, they all go. It's a clean start by all of them. And from lane number 5, it's a good start from Amod Jacob. He knew that urgency, that he is setting up the pace for all the other athletes. Amod Jacob is looking quite promising from lane number 5. And he is touching the speed of Naganathan Pandey. But anything can happen there. Halfway mark has been touched by all the athletes. All are looking quite promising, and the crowd is supporting them. Amod Jacob is looking quite rich in this performance, but right from behind is Rajiv Arokia has increased his speed. In fact, 6 athletes are running at a very close margin. In fact, 5. Jashanjot Singh is lagging behind. Something has to be done from Jashanjot Singh, but 5 athletes are running very close to each other as we are reaching toward the final bend, and from there onwards they will start the race in the straight line. And here you can see the battle has now been shifted to these 2 athletes, Amod Jacob and Rajiv Arokia. Amod Jacob is holding the edge. Can he achieve it? Can he go for the gold medal? Amod Jacob trying so hard. He is so exhausted, but still in the end he managed his speed and he managed the race throughout the race, and he set up the pace for the other athletes to follow, and he didn't give up his lead, and he is on the track totally exhausted, but it's a sweet exhaustion that he's currently facing. Amod Jacob, full congratulations to him. And Delhi athlete from SGTB College, Khalsa College prodigy, and he made the city proud by his rich performance here. He knew that he was he was to be at his best, and he delivered the best of the results of his career. What a race by Amod Jacob. He knew from the very beginning that he has to deliver the performance that everyone was expecting from him, and he has to be at the peak of his energy. And once the race is started, here we are going to see the action replay of that race. 7 athletes, and with the shot of the gun, and here they go, and you can see that Amod Jacob off the block very quickly, and he knew that Rajiv Arokia is running alongside him in lane number 4, and that's why he increased his pace. He first of all he caught the Pandey of Tamil Nadu, and Pandey tried very hard to retain his speed of Amod Jacob. Here you can see the Jashanjot Singh and Ayush Dabas lagging behind in lane number 1 and 2, but the 5 athletes who ran ahead and started to make the point. And here you can see that there was little to choose, and at this point of time all were running from shoulder to shoulder, and as they approached towards the final bend, it was the speed and extra bit of power from Amod Jacob and Rajiv Arokia, as we were expecting that these 2 will reach towards the finishing point as the first and the second spot winner there. And here they are approaching towards there, and from the outside suddenly we see the explosion, the speed of Naganathan Pandey, and I wouldn't be surprised if Naganathan Pandey could get the second position. Here is the confirmation. Here is the confirmation of that, and it's Amod Jacob of Delhi delivered everything that was expected from him, and he got the gold medal in that tight contest. And the Naganathan Pandey of Tamil Nadu and Rajiv Arokia of Tamil Nadu got the second and the third spot in that. Vikrant Panchal tried so hard, and in fact the difference between Vikrant Panchal and Jashanjot Singh was only of 0.03 seconds, and Ayush Dabas finished the race with the identical margin time for the 6th spot, but that was a photo finish in which Jashanjot Singh edged ahead and got the 5th position. Ayush Dabas could get the 6th one, and Sarthak Mamri of the Delhi got the 7th spot in that race. What a race and what a finish by all those athletes. Full congratulations to Amod Jacob, rising rapidly on the scene, and he delivered what he was expected to do. Rajiv Arokia, and the meet record holder, could get only the bronze, and Naganathan Pandey stretched his limits in the end and got a credible silver. So that was the result of the 400-meter dash for men, and now we are focusing our attention back to the long jump part, where the jumpers are taking their 4th try. And at your screen at this moment is Swaminathan R of Tamil Nadu. This is his 4th attempt, and he is getting all the cheers and support from limited number of audience. Due to the corona pandemic, they are not allowed inside the stadium, so the athletes who reside here and a few people are here, and here he is safely behind the mark, and he will definitely get the white flag. Yes, he does, but it was the type of the jump that he was not expecting. He is not looking happy with his performance. He knew that it's going to be around 7.8. It's only 2 centimeters ahead of 7.5. So he is leaving the scene, and we expect that he will improve his statistic in the next try. Next up, we have Jeswin Endrin, his sparring partner from Tamil Nadu, 20 years of age. He started his run up. With rich speed, he is approaching towards the point from where they take the jump. Oh, it's a foul one. It's a foul one in the thick of the things. Sometimes the jumpers made the error, and he wanted to deliver something extra, and that's why it was a clear foul. And he's going to reconfirm that, and the officials are saying him that it is. So, red zone. His feet fall on that line, and anything that touches the red line. In fact, the red mark is going to be a foul, so that's why it wouldn't be counted. Yugant Singh, the Grand Prix 1 gold medal winner, is here. 7.62 he touched there at that time, and got the gold medal in Indian Grand Prix 1. Raised his arm and pumped up extra bit of power in his body, and he is reaching towards the line. He remained behind the line. It is very close. It's going to be very tight, because that was very close. In fact, officials are taking their full time in raising the flag. It is a white one, so he got the advantage because that was very close to the line. He added 4 centimeters to 7.5. Is still thinking what went wrong with that jump, Yugant. Now, S. Lokesh, he is from Karnataka. He knew that something extra is required from him in this jump. 7.60 he has already touched. S. Lokesh. The task is high. S. Lokesh played very safe. In fact, he was about 10 centimeters behind the falling line. He could have added that, and he also knew that. That's why you can see some expressions of dejection on his face as he is leaving the scene. 4 centimeters short of 750. He has every reason to be disappointed. Muhammad Anas Yahya, a very well-known name. And the reason that Muhammad Zaya didn't compete in the fundamental final was that he is competing here. Muhammad Anas Yahya, all eyes are glued on him. Oh, that was a very good jump. Whether that is going to be a very good jump from him. That was very close. For a moment I thought that it's going to be a foul jump, but referee raised the white flag, and it should cross the 8-meter mark. A very decent jump from oh, that's it. The loudest cheers that he is receiving, and he totally deserves it, because he has touched the 8-meter mark, and that's what I was saying, that was a very big jump, and smiles around on his face, and he is at the first position there, Muhammad Anas Yahya. And since he was competing here in the long jump section, that's why he didn't compete in the 400-meter final. He qualified for that as well, but he is getting the result of his choice, and he is going home with a solid jump. What a result that he just produced. Now all eyes are now on the national record holder, Sri Shankar Murli. He knew already. He has started 8.02. Muhammad Anas Yahya, excuse me, he just got 8 meters Already 8.02 has been touched by Shri Shankar M. Under pressure. Oh yes, he is there. Oh, it's a big jump, a solid jump there. So these two athletes are taking this long jump final to a different level. Shri Shankar M 8.02 he has already touched. Oh, he has moved ahead in 8.09. That's great. Good going, Shri Shankar M. That's good going. 8.09 he has touched with that. And whenever such battle take place, my mind goes back to the 1991 final of the long jump at Tokyo, when Mike Powell and Carl Lewis were involved in some of the most intense battle of the long jump. Not only the long jump but in the athletics, when Carl Lewis produced some sensational jumps. And back to action. I will return to that later on. At your screen was Mohammad Salia KK of Kerala. But that was a fall jump. Here, have a look at it again. Shri Shankar M producing a jump of 8.09. That was his fourth attempt. What a solid race that he took before the final jump. And he was expecting some big result, and he delivered that. At your screen is Vinod Yuvaraj of Tamil Nadu. Here he is. Good run up. Can he remain behind the line, because he was running quite fiercely? Well, we were discussing about the 1991 scene when Carl Lewis and Mike Powell were competing against each other at Tokyo, and at that point of time the world record was of 8.90 in the name of Bob Beamon, and 5 centimeters were added by Mike Powell there in Tokyo. But Carl Lewis also produced some of the finest jumps in the history of long jumps, and one of the jump that he took was in fact ahead, but due to the assistance of the wind speed that was not counted. And eventually Mike Powell set up the record at Tokyo in 1991 of 8.95 meters. That is still standing tall in the world athletics. In fact, that is one of the longest standing mark in the world athletics. Where just started his race was Swaminathan R from Tamil Nadu. Ichiwara came on the scene. Then Ivan Padroso of Cuba took the level of long jump to a different level by consecutive golds in the world meets, but no one is able to touch the mark of 8.95 yet in the world. Well, here our desire is of a jump from any of the athlete of 8.22, and that will also set up the national record, as well as that will hand over the ticket to Tokyo to the athlete. Can we get that jump from either of these athletes? Jashwin Eldon from Tamil Nadu, already he has got some sensational results from the race. He's focusing and approaching towards the point. It's going to be a foul one. It's going to be a foul one. Too emotional in that try he was. About 4 centimeters he was ahead of the line, and he knew that. Yukan Singh charging himself up. Adding some extra bit of power in his mind and in his body. Here is Yugan Singh. Good run up. He's approaching towards the point with a flow, but not looking quite happy with his performance there. He knew that it's going to be around 7.5. Three centimeters short of 7.5. He has every reason to reevaluate the performance that he has just delivered. S. Lokesh cupping his face, and he's knew that something extra is required from him, because this is going to be his penultimate try. S. Lokesh. S. Lokesh with long strides, he's approaching towards the point, but he couldn't quite concentrate, and that's why tongue out, expression of dejection, and the officials are telling him that what the fault that he committed. Well, Shri Shankar M. He is going for a long run, normal than usual. No, excuse me. It's Muhammad Anas Yahya of Kerala. Can he push his limits? He touched 8-meter mark in the previous try. Muhammad Anas Yahya going to start. Yes, with long strides, he is approaching towards the point. Yahya looking quite focused there. And he remained behind the line or not? That was very close, very close. The officials are checking it and raise the red flag, so it won't be counted. Muhammad Anas Yahya not looking happy. That was very close. In fact, his shoe was only 1 or 2 centimeters ahead. And now we have the leader of the pack, Shri Shankar M of Kerala. He is on his 5th try. Charged up his thigh. Shri Shankar M. That he has to be totally concentrated and focused. Here he is, started his run up. He is quite fast in approach and remained behind the red line. Oh, it's a good jump. It's going to be a very big one, because he got the white flag. That was the first priority, and he knew that something extra that he has done, and we are expecting something extra from this man. It's going to be something special from him. Oh no, it's going to be something special. Oh, it's a new national record, and he also got the ticket for the Tokyo. What a performance from this man. It's a new national record that he has just set. He knew that it was a big one, and all the heartbeats were stopped for a moment, and it's a new national record that he has just set up. What a Federation Cup that we are witnessing. 8.26. What a performance from this man. Not only he broke the national record, he got the ticket to Olympic as well with that performance. He added 6 centimeters to his previous tally. 8.26 he got with that, and here is the action replay of that. As Shri Shankar M, here he is on the screen. As we all were thinking that something big is going to happen from this man, and finally the moment came. Shri Shankar M, here he is approaching towards the point, and you can see the rhythm, the pace that he got there, and finally when he took the jump and we landed, he knew that something extra that he has done. It was like a Mike Powell moment for him, as I was mentioning, and he got the white flag. That was the first priority, and finally when the result came, he knew that he has set up the new national record there. He was standing with the board there, 8.26. He added 6 more centimeters to his previous mark that he touched at Bhubaneswar, and now history has been written by him.
As the qualifying mark was 8.22 meters
And history
eight
has just been written by S. Shri Shankar. What a performance! A new benchmark for the Indian athletes now. 8.26 is the new national mark. He qualified for the Tokyo as well with that touch. Now pressure is on Muhammad Salih KK of Kerala. This is going to be his final try. Well, Shri Shankar, I am getting congratulations from his batchmates and all the colleagues, and everyone inside the stadium is congratulating him. Well, I am handing over the mic to my fellow Muttu for the final try of all the long jumpers. Here to you, Muttu, to take the commentary ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayanan. And the last jump, as we all have witnessed, it was a sensational one. And now it is 373 who is on the move. And that happens to be a foul. Muhammad Salih of Kerala had made a foul in his 6th trial. Sri Shankar had been progressing very well with 8.07, 8.09, and so he finished with 8.26 meters in his last jump, and being the Olympics qualifying mark at 8.22 meters, he is so happy not only winning the gold in this Federation Cup but also making a way to Olympics. And that is going to be 604 Vinod Yuvaraj of Tamil Nadu, who is about to take his 6th trial. He's on the move, and that happens to be a foul, and that is the foul for Vinod Raj in his 6th trial. The final round of jumps are going on, and it will be 590 R. Swaminathan of Tamil Nadu who will be taking us final jump. Swaminathan getting a lot of cheers from around. On the move, putting a long strides with all the power he was not able to touch the board. In the meantime, there at the long you could see the start of 1500 meters for decathlon athletes. And at present it is 213 Mohit of Haryana who is leading the pack. Six of the athletes are moving together, just two others joining them, and that makes a bunch of 8 athletes. And at present it is 533 who is in the lead. Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan. And as of now it is 533. Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan, who is leading the pack, being followed by 431 Mayangbam Alkin of Manipur, 213 Mohit of Haryana, 295 Manpreet of Haryana, 276 Sunil Kumar of Haryana, 522 Umesh Lamba of Rajasthan, 478 Navjot Singh of Punjab. And they are moving in the curve. 7 of the athletes are evenly distanced, with 431 leading the pack. Mayangbam Alkins is now leading. Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur leads the pack. Five, 3, 3, 2, 9, 5. And at present it is Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur leading the pack, being followed by 533 Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan, 276 Sunil Kumar of Haryana, 295 Manpreet Singh of Haryana, 213 Mohit of Haryana, 522 Umesh Lamba of Rajasthan. And now it is Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur is well much ahead of other athletes. Almost 20 meters is the difference between him and the next person. And that is Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur, very much in the lead, and he will have to go for one more lap, having 276 Sunil Kumar of Haryana in the second spot, 213 Mohit of Haryana in the third spot. 533 is about to overtake him. Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan is overtaking to the third position, leaving Mohit of Haryana to the fourth one at present. And it is 647 Uzaid Khan of Uttar Pradesh who is in the next position now. And Mayangbam Alkin Singh moving very confidently, having a very good lead. Undoubtedly he can keep up the pace and finish on top in this event. There is a lead of almost 30 meters between him and the next athlete. Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur enters the home stretch so comfortable, having a very good lead, just on strides if he could go. Even then he could finish with a great lead, and that is Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur finishing for the first place. And 533 Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan for the second spot, 647 276 213 for the next finishers. And for the third spot it happens to be 647 Uzaid Khan. For the fourth spot it is Sunil Kumar of Haryana. For the fifth it happens to be Mohit of Haryana. And Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur was so calculative, and in the last 2 laps he had started taking the lead, and after taking the lead he started improving that from 10 meters, and in the next lap it was 20 meters, and while on finish it was almost 30 meters lead. He was so comfortable in finishing that, and there he could see he is leading the bunch, leaving all the other athletes behind. A 3 coming closely following him as a bunch, and after a gap there is again a 3, and that is the home stretch. There is no threat for Mayangbam Alkin Singh of Manipur. Comfortably moves around, increasing the pace for the last lap. Executes the curve. And entering into the home stretch. No threat at all. Very much advanced. Having a very comfortable lead. And there closely coming is Yamandeep Sharma of Rajasthan to get the next spot. Following him it was 647. So that is the final result of this race. Mayangbam of Manipur to finish on top, Yamandeep Sharma for the second place and Uzaid Khan for the third place. And to continue the commentary, over to Mr. Vijayan.
Thanks, Muttu. The decathlon event, the last event of the decathlon has just closed, and now we are going to see the final of the 1500 meter race for men. The national record and the meet record, it both stands in the name of Jinson Johnson, and he is not competing here. But still, we have some sensational athletes in the lineup. To start the proceedings, let me introduce you to the athletes. It's Ajay Kumar Saroj of Uttar Pradesh, very talented athlete, and he won the gold in the national games. And I just totally remember that he went ahead of Jinson Johnson there by the faintest of the margin. He touched the timing of 3 minutes 43.97 there, and Jinson Johnson was slightly behind him, and he gave a very tough time to Jinson Johnson. Jinson Johnson was buoyed with confidence with his gold medal in the Jakarta Asian Games, and Ajay Kumar Saroj at Ranchi caused an upset and won the gold medal in that tight finish. Well, Ajay Kumar Saroj is competing here. Then the second participant is Harinder Kumar. He's from Delhi. Manjeet Singh. We are closely going to watch his performance today. (36-year-old), and he is from the district Jind, not too far from here in Patiala. Then Rahul of Delhi is there. He got the bronze in the Federation Cup. Shashi Bhushan Singh of West Bengal, Ajit Kumar of Gujarat, Fateh Singh of Haryana, another name that we are listening again and again. Then Ishu Solanki and Jasbir are also from Haryana. They are competing here. Then Chaitanya Vilas Holgare of Maharashtra. He is the only athlete in this lineup from Maharashtra. Then from Rajasthan we have Lakshya Nayak Lakshya, and Rakesh Mandal is going to represent Uttarakhand in the field of a dozen athletes who are going to be in the final. And 1500 meter take back me to the memory lanes of the 2004 Athens Olympics, when Hicham El Gourouj won the gold medal in the 5000 and the 1500 meters, and he became only the second man in the world athletics to complete the double of 5000 and 1500 after Pawan Nurmi. Pawan Nurmi achieved that feat in 1924, and after 80 long years someone repeated that feat. And on the sidelines of the things, it's the national record holder who is getting all sorts of cheers from the crowd and all sorts of adulation. He totally deserves that. Sri Shankar M. Well, I was telling you about the incidents at 2004 when Hicham Ul Garouj, one of the finest athletes that we have seen in the world, in the middle distance race. Here he is. We are going to see the action replay of that feat again, by which Sri Shankar M broke the national record. Murli Sri Shankar, here he is. Watch all the movements very closely, and if you are a student of the long jump and if you are a budding athlete, then you should closely watch it, how focused he is in approach towards the point, and what a big leap that he took. And his expressions are telling all the hard work that he has paid in before this jump. He is only 22, and here when the news came on the scoreboard and he saw the statistics, and he took a victory lap, and he knew that what he has achieved, he could hardly believe that, but he had to, and that was the time that will remain in the memory of all the crowd here, not only here in Patiala, but all the lovers of the Indian athletics around the world. Well, back on the 1500 meter race, and here are the participants, and the introduction is just going on, and here they are in the lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final of 1500 meter men is about to start. Participants are 673
Ajay Kumar Saroj raised both his arms there from Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. Then Harendra Kumar from Delhi is there. Manjeet Singh Chahal from Jind, Haryana is there. Rahul, another talented athlete from the national capital, got the bronze in the Federation Cup 2019. Shashi Bhushan Singh, West Bengal. Ajit Kumar, all the way from Gujarat to here. Then 3 athletes from Haryana: Fateh Singh, Ishu Solanki, and Jasbir. Then the only athlete from Maharashtra, Chaitanya Holgare, Lakshya Nayak Lakshya from Rajasthan, and the only athlete from Uttarakhand, Rakesh Mandal, is here in the lineup. So 12 athletes are competing here. And when we talk about Manjeet Singh, our memories goes back to the moment of the Asian Games when in 800 meters final, after 36 long years, India got the gold medal, and it couldn't have been better than that, because Jinson Johnson was defeated by Manjeet Singh, defeated in the 800 meter finals by Manjeet Singh. And what a sensational last of 50 meters that Manjeet Singh took. He got his personal best timing there of 1 minute 46.15 seconds. And here we go with the start of that. Here he is, Manjeet Singh, also competing here. So is Ajay Kumar Saroj. These two are the athletes that are favorite in this race, but all the athletes are competent enough. Ajay Kumar Saroj from Allahabad. His best timing is 3 minutes 43.97 seconds. He is currently up ahead as you can see, and just behind him is Rahul from Delhi. A lot will change as we are approaching towards the point where they just completed the 300 meters. Harinder Kumar is there, closely following the leaders at the third position from the outside, making some good moves. The other athletes are trying to compete and remain onto the track. It's going to be very, very tough. Ajay Kumar Saroj is still maintaining the edge on the field, doing very well there. At the second position is Rahul. Something has to be done by all the other men to catch the pace. And from the outside, making some good move there is Ajit Kumar of Gujarat. Now he is finding his place at the sixth position there, but is still maintaining the edge on the rest of the field is Ajay Kumar Saroj. Just following him closely. At the second position is Rahul of Delhi. Harinder Kumar is currently at the third position there, and Manjeet Singh, the gold medal winner on the 800 meters from the Jakarta, is currently at the back. In fact, he has now started to pick up. Something has to be done by that man. 2 more laps to go for these athletes. After that, in fact, now they have completed half of that as well. So 1.5 more laps to go. Ajit Kumar Saroj is still maintaining the edge, and still the order is virtually the same. Rahul is at the second position, and Harinder Kumar is at the third position there. So 2 athletes from Delhi giving tough competition to athletes from Allahabad, formerly known Allahabad, and nowadays we call it as a Prayagraj. As we are approaching towards the bend, and from there they will go towards the point where they will get the bell. It's going to be a sprint-like finish. That's I can assure you of that, because all the athletes are looking very promising. From the behind, Manjeet Singh has increased his pace. Ajay Kumar Saroj not losing his edge, and Ajay Kumar Saroj looking quite promising there. Is still maintaining his edge. Still at the first position there. Rahul is closely following him, and now these 3 men, the 2 men from Delhi, that is Rahul and Harinder Kumar, has decided to go ahead and giving tough competition to Ajay Kumar Saroj, but Ajay Kumar Saroj is still maintaining his edge. From behind, Rahul is closely following him. These 3 men have moved ahead. Something has to be done extra hard from the other men from behind. Manjeet Singh Chahal has increased his pace. Like, can he produce the same moment that he produced at Jakarta? And he is now at the 4th position, but Ajay Kumar Saroj under threat from Harinder of Delhi. Harinder of Delhi is trying his luck from the outside, but Ajay Kumar Saroj is holding to his inner line. That's quite a good strategy by him. Ajay Kumar Saroj not giving any inch of his space. Rahul is also trying very hard from behind, but these 2 athletes are taking down to the wire. It's Ajay Kumar Saroj and Harinder. Both the athletes are trying so hard, from athletes from Delhi and UP. Manjeet Singh Chahal is also trying very hard. Now he's up to the third position, but Ajay Kumar Saroj is ahead, comfortably ahead, and he won that contest. At second position was the athlete of Delhi, that was Harinder Singh and Harinder Kumar, and Manjeet Singh Chahal. He waited in the wings, and finally he got the bronze position in that tight finish. What a race and what a performance from these guys. And we have the athletes from Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Haryana finishing at the first, second and third position, courtesy Ajay Kumar Saroj, then Harinder Kumar and Manjeet Singh Chahal. What a finish by these guys. And you can see that all the athletes are running at a very close pack, and here you can see, and from the outside all the other athletes are moving the move. It's Manjeet Singh Chahal who is at the 4th last position there, and he reserved a good amount of energy in his legs, and that's what the strategy is all about. And here you can see that at the final bend they are approaching, and a tough competition, as you can see. And here you can see that the tough competition is going on between the first 3, but suddenly you can see the explosion of speed from Manjeet Singh Chahal from behind, and Ajay Kumar Saroj, he knew that pressure is emerging from Harinder Kumar. Harinder Kumar is giving him a lot of pressure, and Harinder Kumar totally followed him till the end. He knew, and Manjeet Singh Chahal outpaced Rahul from Delhi, and he could not get the silver medal position, and he has to contend with the bronze medal position there. Ajay Kumar Saroj finished the race at the first position. We are waiting for the official timings of all the athletes. Here we are. Ajay Kumar Saroj got the first position in that race. Harinder Kumar of Delhi got the second position, and Manjeet Singh Chahal got the third spot. Rahul finished fourth. Then the order was Jasbir, Fateh Singh, Chaitanya Vilas, Ishu Solanki up in the order. Down in the order, and you can see the timing of Ajay Kumar Saroj, 3 minutes 45 seconds. He could have done better. He has a big family, 3 brothers and 3 sisters from Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh, and he's rising rapidly on the scene, and he produced a very good race here, and he was about a second ahead from Harinder Kumar of Delhi, and Manjeet Singh got the third position in that finish. And now I'm handing over the commentary to my fellow Muttu to take you towards the last event of the day. It's over to you, Muttu, now.
Thank you, Mr. Vijayanand.
और उमेश लांबा 6,636 रुपयों के साथ तीसरे स्थान पर रहेंगे.
Ajay Kumar Saroj of Uttar Pradesh was so comfortable in finishing that race with 3:45. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the women athletes are getting ready to take up their final of 1500 meters, and this 1500 meters is going to be the last event for day 2 of the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021 at NSNIS Patiala. And as far as this meet is concerned so far, from this meet, Sri Shankar of long jump had booked his berth to Olympics. It was a fantastic performance by him, with 8.26 being the performance. The qualifying mark stands at 8.22 meters. And he was holding the national record at 8.20 meters, and that was a very fantastic one. Gradually he was showing improvement in his jump after jump, 8.07, 8.09, and he landed with 8.26. And that you could see Lilidha 710 getting warmed up for the final of 1500 meters. And that is the lineup for the 1500 meter run for women. Bib number 379 KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh, 392 Durga Pramod of Maharashtra, 710 Lily Das of West Bengal, 628 Pramila Yadav of Uttar Pradesh, 441 Harmilan Bains of Punjab, 358 P.U. Chitra of Kerala, and bib number 117 Ujjala of Delhi. And that is going to be the last race for day 2, and that 441 is Harmila Bains of Punjab, and the 379 is KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh. And as far as this 1500 meters is concerned, the national record stands in the name of Sunita Rani with 4 minutes 06.03 seconds created in the year 2002. The meet record also stands in the name of Sunita Rani with 4 minutes 08.10 seconds, created in the year 1999. The qualifying mark is at 4 minutes 04.20 seconds. Among the athletes, those who will be taking part in this final, among the 7 athletes, we have star athletes like P.U. Chitra of Kerala, who had won a bronze medal in the last edition of the Federation Cup with 4 minutes 24.05 seconds. In the nationals, the last nationals, P.U. Chitra was able to get the gold with 4 minutes 17.39 seconds. And in the Indian Grand Prix 2, P.U. Chitra secured silver medal with 4 minutes 02.98 seconds. And the other athlete who had figured in the recent past in the middle bracket happens to be Lily Das of West Bengal. In the last edition of the Federation Cup, she had won silver medal with a timing of 4 minutes 23.84 seconds. In the last nationals, Lily Das of West Bengal secured silver medal for a performance of 4 minutes 18.52 seconds. With these two stars, the young blood are also joining, and we'll have to wait and see who is able to win the medals for this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the start of 1500 meter is on the floor. Participants are 739 KM Diksha from Madhya Pradesh, 392 Durga Pramod Diori from Maharashtra.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as they are getting ready for the introduction,
628
bib number 379 is KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh. 392 is Durga Pramod Diori of Maharashtra.
358 Chitra Palkins from Kerala, 117 Ujjala from Delhi.
117 happens to be Ujjala from Delhi.
Stands at the name of Sunita
And as far as this 1500 meters is concerned, the national record is with Sunita Rani for 4 minutes 06.03 seconds, created in 2002. The meet record stands in the name of Sunita Rani with 4 minutes 08.10 seconds, created in 1999. The Olympics qualifying mark is 4 minutes 04.20 seconds. The final of 1500 meters is about to begin. 7 of the athletes got qualified for the final of 1500 meters. Well, that was the start of 1500 meters for women. And that is Harmila Bains of Punjab who is taking the yearly lead, being followed by 117 Ujjala of Delhi, P.U. Chitra of Kerala. Harmila Bains just rushing out after the start. After Harmila Bains, two of the athletes are together and the other athletes are evenly distanced between. Harmila Bains enters the straight, maintaining the lead. PU Chitra is in the second spot, having 117 Ujjala of Delhi in the third, 710 Lily Das of West Bengal. Next, followed by 628 Pramila Yadav of Uttar Pradesh. Harmila Bains is moving ahead well. PU Chitra is catching up her, and the rest of the athletes are being evenly distanced, even 10 meters behind PU Chitra, and there is a difference of 2 to 3 meters between Harmila Bains and Chitra. Chitra is maintaining her stride, a seasoned athlete who had won bronze medal in the last Federation Cup and who had won gold medal in the last Nationals and who had won silver in the recent Indian Grand Prix too. And that is again Harmila Bains of Punjab, who is maintaining the lead, entering the strides, leaving PU Chitra a little behind. And far behind the other athletes are moving. And now the distance between Harmila Bains and PU Chitra is getting widened up as they will have to move for 2 more laps. And following them we have 710 Lily Das at the third spot, 392 Durga Pramod Diore. Following her is 117 Ujjala of Delhi. After her 379 came Diksha of Madhya Pradesh. Harmila Bains still maintains the lead, moving well ahead, almost having more than 20 meters lead between her and PU Chitra. Not just going down, Harmila Bains maintains the speed. She is so confident. PU Chitra is almost 20-25 meters behind. Harmila Bains enters the straights with the lead. PU Chitra in the second spot at present. And that bell sound is the indication for the lead athlete to go for the last lap. Harmila Bains of Punjab is moving ahead with confidence. PU Chitra of Kerala is trying to catch her up. And at the present, it is Durga Pramod Diore for the third spot. 379 KM Diksha for the fourth. 117 Ujjala of Delhi in the fifth spot. 628 Pramila Yadav of Uttar Pradesh in the sixth spot at present. And as only 200 meters more to go, Harmila Bains is sure of getting the top position in this 1500 meters, leaving PU Chitra very much behind. PU Chitra, to her credit, has the Federation Cup bronze medal, national gold medal and the recent Indian Grand Prix silver medal. And that is Harmila Bains of Punjab moving ahead towards the finish line to get the top position in the 1500 meters to win the title of this race. Yes, she was so comfortable in winning. She was maintaining the pace all through, and that is PU Chitra almost 30 to 40 meters behind, finishing for the second spot. And for the third one, it is 392 Durga Pramod Diore of Maharashtra getting the bronze, leaving 379 KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh for the fourth spot, and 117 of Ujjala of Delhi for the fifth spot. 628 finishing sixth. 628 Pramila Yadav of Uttar Pradesh finishing sixth. Harmila Bains was so confident, and there you could see her keeping up the pace, maintaining the lead all along. She never allowed PU Chitra to come closer to her, even though in the early stages the lead was less, as each and every lap she was maintaining the lead and widened the gap between her and PU Chitra. And that is Harmila Bains of Punjab moving with confidence, without losing the energy, without reducing the speed. She was all along moving in the front. PU Chitra was about to catch her up, and almost in the last 1.5 laps, Harmila Bains made that impossible. And prior to the last 1.5 laps itself, PU Chitra should have taken the lead in narrowing down the lead by Harmila Bains so that she could have caught her at the finishing stages. And that is Harmila Bains of Punjab still moving ahead with confidence. And that happens to be the curve, and PU Chitra, who was so closer, just almost 15 to 20 meters behind, was not at all seen in the last lap. And there we could sight PU Chitra coming behind, and that is the style in which Harmila Bains of Punjab had taken the lead in the very beginning and maintained, improved and finished for the first place. Harmila Bains of Punjab with 4 minutes 08.70 seconds, finishing on top, leaving PU Chitra of Kerala with 4 minutes 17.56 for the second spot. Durga Pramod Diore of Maharashtra to the third spot with 4 minutes 27.87 seconds. KM Diksha of Madhya Pradesh finishes fourth. Ujjala of Delhi for the fifth spot. Pramila Yadav of Uttar Pradesh for the sixth. And Lily Das had not finished, dropped in between, who happens to be the silver medal winner of the last season Federation Cup as well as the Nationals. And well, ladies and gentlemen, with this we are signing off for the second day's events of the 24th National Federation Cup Senior Athletics Championship 2021. Let us all meet you again tomorrow for the third day's events.